guys, and you guys already know what that means. It means that we are going to reminisce on what it is that we need to touch on for the longest. So, like you all know, the other day I was on yesterday, and you all basically heard the crash. I basically was witnessed of a four-car crash and a motorcycle accident. And thank God, so far so good. I was not in that lane, which I switched out beforehand, but we sent prayers out to the ones that was in the lane. Hi, sister. How are you doing, Jinx? Hope all is well with you today. I was just reminiscing on what happened yesterday. Sometimes you just don't know what time it is. That's why you take one day at a time. And today we're taking it one day at a time. You reached 60 subscribers. Woo woo! Way to go, Jinx. Kudos to you, girlfriend. I'm so proud of you. You started off and all of a sudden from one day to the next, and Jinx, there you go, 60 subscribers. And in a blink of an eye, girlfriend, you're going to be up to 1,000, 2,000. You're going to just continuously keep growing. You just stay consistent and persistent, and some days you're gonna feel like it and some days you're not gonna feel like it, Jinx. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Not every day I feel like I want to get on here and just chit chat and just reminisce. Some days you just don't feel like it, but you know what, you got to pull from the big toe, and we're gonna come out there and we're gonna make the best of it. Sometimes you're on longer than you expected, and some days you cut it shorter than you expected, but you know what, in all of that we just keep pushing forward and pushing through. So kudos to you, Jinx. I want to send a shout out to you and keep up the good works. And for those that don't know, Jinx, she is very creative with what she do on her little cartoon thingy. Hello, sugar. How are you, sugar? I have not yet gotten a chance to check my email. Slap me on the hand, girlfriend. You could charge it to my head, not my heart. My intentions is to go and double check those emails. I'm supposed to do much more better, but you remember we're working on balance. I didn't tell you all I was there yet, but I'm working towards it. So I got to check my emails. Just that this week is going to be a crazy week. Like today, I'm right now at the airport waiting for my goddaughter to come in, so we're going to spend some time together, and she's going to be here for 2 weeks, guys. So I may or may not be on here so often, and if I do come on, I'll probably show you guys more or less the areas that we're going to visit, just so you guys could know more or less in the loop of what's going on. But it's going to be a really, really busy 2 weeks for me, so blame it on my head, sister, not my heart, and I'll definitely go in there and check it, make sure that everything is good to go. And if you had any questions, I'll work on answering them to the best of my ability. But one thing I wanted to say is shout out to Sister Toylin. I saw that she posted that she and Brother Jaman, they tied the knot. So congratulations to my sister and my brother for getting they're married, and I'm so happy for them. I wish them nothing but the best for both of them, and send some prayers out. Okay, send some prayers out, because marriage life, it's not just a title, guys. You got to put some work in. Okay, you got to put some work into that. Hello, Sister Tanya. How are you? Welcome in here, my beautiful sister. Hope all is well with you, Sister Tanya. How are you today? But yes, I want to let Sister Toylin to send some congratulations to them, to all my sisters, all the ones that are already married, the one that's proposed and getting married, the ones that just got married, my brothers as well. I just want to say congratulations to you guys, because I know that you guys have arrived, and marriage is not for cowards. I just want y'all to know that marriage is for the ones that really, really want to be in it. Okay. And they're in it to win it. So if you're not ready for it, y'all don't be jumping into something you don't know. Okay, you got to put some extra work in, you got to put some time in, and then some extra work and more work and more work. And when you're like, wait a minute, I'm getting a little tired. Just when you think you're getting tired within a marriage, that means you got to put more fertilizer on it, and you just got to keep pushing through, because it's not going to get easy. Things is not going to be smooth all the time. He's not going to just, bust your bubbles all the time. It's going to be some times where you're not going to see eye to eye, but you got to persevere. You got to push through. You got to be able to sustain yourself. You got to be able to make sure that you're strong enough to sustain, to move to the other side, because a lot of times you're going to have your ups and you're going to have your in-betweens. Okay. And in those in-betweens, sometimes, I don't care how much holiness walk you on, or whichever walk or fake walk or no walk that you're on, when those in-between come and you all not seeing eye to eye, girl, woo, child, you got to get used to that as well as a couple, used to each other, pros and cons, used to things or little habits that you guys know that you got to adjust to. So hopefully everybody had took the class of life. Otherwise, you're going to learn on the way. Okay. You're going to learn on the way. You may not like how, he leave his socks in the middle of the floor every once in a while. You may not like that. But, there's certain battles that you're going to pick and certain battles that you're just going to leave alone. How often can you go? Do you see yourself for the rest of your life just picking up after him and not saying anything? Or are you going to come a point in time where you're going to be like, hey, you forgot your socks. Like, hello, what's going on here? Or are you just going to start saying, that's not a battle that I want to pick or I want to fight right now, so I'm just going to pick it up and I'm going to put it where it's supposed to be, because he's not thinking like that. That's another thing too. Guys think different than girls. So in a relationship, we may be thinking like, oh my gosh, the house is falling, the roof is caving, and he's trying to figure out, okay, where am I going to get this nail to make sure that I can nail the roof? And we're just thinking about the issue. They're trying to figure out how to solve the issue, but they think different from us, but we're thinking that they're not thinking. So we're like, what are we going to do about this? And we all this big, just stop, guys. Ladies, step back. Let him handle what needs to be handled. It's great to drop seeds. So for all y'all newbies that's just getting into this, I'm telling y'all, nothing wrong with dropping a seed, but don't push it. In order for a seed to grow, you don't just stick it in the ground. You make sure you make a nice little circle patch around it. You water it, you dig it a little deeper, you drop it in that deep hole, and then you leave it alone. A few more days will go by, and some plants or some seeds need more water than others. So certain things in a marriage that's going to need a little bit more attention than other things. Certain things the other person may know what to do, but just need a little more time to get around it. They may not be moving as fast as you would want them to move. That don't mean you got to stick the seed in the ground. It just means you may need to water it a little bit. Like, honey, do you think we need to move those shoes from that side and put them on the other side? Just make recommendations. It's great to make recommendations and ask, see how they respond. Some people don't mind you telling them recommendations. Some folks don't like recommendations. So you got to learn your spouse. Each one of you all are going to be on a journey for the next 90 days, 120 days, 365 days. You're going to learn each other, the things that they like, the things that you don't like. Because not until you're living in that space together is when you're going to really know, oh my God, I didn't know that she snores, or I didn't know that he snores. And you're going to start learning as you go. And 3 years into it, you're going to start figuring out, okay, he don't like hot sauce, all the time. Let me tell you all a story with me and my husband. When we first got married, I'm from an island, so we like conch. I don't know, not everybody like conch, but it's a big deal on our islands. Where we go, we dive it up. It's best to be eaten fresh, and we just eat that whole thing. And we fix it different ways. You can fry it, you can stew it, you can make conch soup, you can make conch balls, you can make a whole bunch of stuff out of it. So my husband visited my island after we got married, and I thought he liked conch. So the first meal he had was stewed conch with dumplings, and that was at my aunt's house. So he ate it up. I mean, he just kicked that thing, he ate that thing up. So the words always gonna fly by. Now he was visiting my mom, and everybody called in, and we were like, yeah, he loved conch. So my aunt is like, he loved conch. He ate up all of that conch dumpling. So my mom is like, well, I'm going to make conch soup, because he loved conch. My husband got home, visited my mom. He got his bowl of conch soup. And in our island, well, I'm going to say my island. You say whatever you want to say. Where I'm from, we like to feed you. So if they see that you like something, we just keep giving it to you. Okay. So he finished his bowl, and then all of a sudden My mom is like, we like another bowl. And my husband is not going to say no because how he was raised, it's like respect, it's courtesy to just say thank you, no thank you. And yeah. You know, they're just nice people. So he had 2 bowls of conch. And then my sister, the next day, she said, oh, he loved conch. Everybody was talking, you know, oh, he loved conch. We got to make sure that he get all the conchs. My sister said, I'm going to make conch splitter. And the next day he got to my sister's house and she had conch flitters. Kelda with the conch flitters. This is our 3 family meals, and everybody is kicking it. Conch, the dumplings, conch soup, and conch flitter. When we finish visiting the island now, we're getting on the plane. We're going back now, coming back to the U.S. after visiting. And my husband looks at me. He's like, babe, I don't want to offend nobody. He said, but I don't like conchs. I was like, you went through the whole vacation eating conch, and everybody thought you like conch, and you're gonna wait till we leave to tell me I don't like conch. So sometimes it's not. You gotta speak up because people don't know, especially if you have culture shock, where you know you're from one culture and they're from the other culture, and you got to learn the cultures. You know, we love conch. I love conch. It's a big deal back on the island. It's like a gourmet food, you know, conch and shrimps and lobster dishes. Like, come on now. But for him, he didn't like it, but he didn't want to offend nobody. So sometimes that's what happened in marriage. Nobody want to offend the next person, so they tend to swallow a lot of the rocks. We tend to like not say, I'm not going to say anything. We're young at this. We're not going to say anything. We're going to let it slide. Well, that is wrong. Okay? I feel like in a relationship, especially when, and it's not just for newlyweds, it's for even any type of relationship that you're in, be you. Don't put on a facade to be somebody else that you're not, because sometimes what happens is you're hindering yourself. You're cutting yourself short because that other individual needs to know that no, you're not going to do it this, you know, you're not going to yell at me, or you're not going to raise your voice a certain way with me, or you're not going to do X, Y, and Z with me. Like, you need to straighten out your boundaries from the beginning of your relationship, so that way you don't have any surprises or hiccups at the end. Some folks thinking they need to suppress and not say anything and just pretend, oh, it's good, I'm good, okay, I like his socks over there, okay, I'm not. No, you should say, excuse me, you know, would you like mind picking up your socks? Say it kindly, guys. Say it nicely. Go practice in the mirror. You know, say it with your nice voice, okay? Don't be aggressive, but at the end of the day, he needs to know that you don't like certain things, and you need to know that he don't like certain things. And don't get no surprises 2 to 3 years into a relationship. You're like, oh my God, I don't like conch. But you never said nothing. So that's all they fed you was conch. Sometimes you need to tell people, no, I don't like conch at the beginning. And this is my goddaughter calling me now. Give me 1 second. Yes, honey. Are you in?
Hello?
Yes.
I'm column 43.
43? Okay, I'm coming over now. American Airlines, right? Alrighty, sweetie.
Yes.
I'll see you shortly then. Yay! Bye-bye. So that's my goddaughter, God. That's my sign that she's here, arrived. And I just wanted to share with you guys how sometimes when we're resetting ourselves, even in a marriage, in a new relationship that we're in, that we cannot just be stepping on edges. We got to be able to say how we feel. Hi, Sister Shelly. Sister Dawn, that's you up in there. Hi, sisters. Hope all is well. Well, we're just talking in general about resetting and how not to be stepping on eggshells. Sometimes you just need to say it, and who's going to stay with you, going to stay with you, and who's going to be gone. Because sometimes with us stepping on eggshells in any relationship that we're in, you're not helping the relationship. What you're doing is you're hindering it, plus you're hindering yourself, because you know who you are. Everybody know thyself. You know who you are in a relationship. They know who they are in a relationship. And in any beginner relationship, it's going to be rocky. And we got on this relationship conversation because I wanted to send out a shout out and congratulations to Sister Toylin, that I noticed that her and Brother Jamon got married. And I was like, oh my God! Kudos, congratulations. And you know, we have some sisters that's probably engaged right now, or our sisters that's going to soon be married. And I want to just let everybody know it's a beautiful thing. Marriage is not for cowards. Okay? And if you're going to be thin-skinned, don't get married right now, because you're going to get your feelings hurt, because you got to learn. It's a culture shock. You know, you live by yourself for so long. They live by themselves for so long. Now you're all getting together. And then all of a sudden, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, you know, I didn't like this or I didn't like that. No, no, no. Get all those little hiccups. Have you heard when Minister Moss talk about the feces within your worship? Get the feces out your worship before you decide to go on the other side, because you got to toughen up. You got to toughen up, okay? All right? You got to make sure you get that toughen up. So that's what the conversation we were talking about, resetting our mindset. And it's okay to have conversations with your spouse or your spouse, or however they call it here on this Holiness Walk, you know, the person that you are focusing on staying the rest of your life with, that you could be honest and not have to walk on eggshells. If you like something, you state it. If you don't like something, you state it. And I think on both angles should respect each other's position, you know. And sometimes I was also sharing the relationship with me and my husband at the beginning, when I had to tell him, if you don't tell me, I don't know. Like, how am I not going to know that you don't like conch? But once he told me, after he done ate everybody's countdown and he licked fingers, like if it was so delicious, all of a sudden on the way back home it was like, honey, I don't like counts. I'm like, oh, why you put yourself through that torture? You know, sometimes we try not to hurt the other person's feeling, but it's best to get those feelings in order at the beginning of your relationship instead of waiting all the way until the end, because what's going to happen is that either you're going to end up hurt, or they're not going to be expecting you to feel that certain way because you didn't clarify yourself at the beginning, and there's going to be some mishaps, and we don't want no mishaps. We want to put it all on board. This is what is on this train. Do you want to ride the train, or you want to stay there and wait for the next one? Okay, because this train is going to tolerate this amount of load, and we're going to start unloading from the beginning. We're not going to wait till we halfway on the trip to turn around and decide we need to unload. No, 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 no. Y'all going to say, I got 2,000 baggages here. Do you want to take this ride, or you don't want to take this ride? That's how you have to make sure. And you don't have to be specific like that. But I'm just saying, you know, y'all, we need to communicate more. We need to communicate. We need to let people know what's going on. We need to let people know how we feel. And that's how you're going to grow in your relationship. Not walking on eggshells, okay? You got to toughen up. In marriage, is not for cowards. Marriage is for the strong and the mighty, okay? And not for cowards, all right? And you're gonna have your ups and you're gonna have downs. But you know what marriage is a beautiful thing. To find your next of kin, somebody that you can live with for the rest of your life. You could sleep next to somebody that could tell you a story until you fall asleep. Somebody that's going to be right there next to you, giving you those nice little motivational speak, encouraging words every once in a while. Sometimes you're not going to get encouraging words. Sometimes you're not going to see eye to eye, but you know what? It's still beautiful for somebody that love you to tell you just what time it is, and you pick yourself up, or they help you pick yourself up, and you all keep pushing forward. In that beautiful. But anyway, everybody's calling me now at this point in time. You all know how it goes when Paulette's really trying to get into something. Everybody's just want to reach out to me. Sister Dawn, I'm going to be hollering at you, you know, a little bit later. Sister Tanya, I'm seeing Sister Shelly. Thank you guys for coming by. Jinx, I appreciate you guys. I know today's going to be a nice little, quick little one, because I'm going to go and pick up my niece, not my niece, my goddaughter. And we're about to probably end up in a mall somewhere. I don't know where we're going to end up, but wherever we're going to end up, guys, I just want you all to know that we're going to have some fun for the next 5 weeks. I love you too, Sister Shelly. The next 2 weeks, we're going to be busy. I'm going to be busy, guys. Let me tell you guys, I love you all a lot, because today was one of those days where I'm like, I'm not even going on, but I had to come on because I want you all to know that it's getting much better, okay? It's getting much better, Paul. It's slowing down a little bit. So I'm slowing down here and back. But, you know, I need to slow down a little bit more. And we're going to be going some places. Pray for us over here. We're going into a bad storm. It's going to be raining for the next probably week and a half, 2 weeks, starting from tonight. And that's the forecast so far. So I may or may not have internet. I don't know how bad it's going to get, but it says it's going to be raining like crazy. And eventually, we don't know how bad it's going to be. But I just want you guys to know that, yes, Sister Tanya, life is going to be lifing. Just know that we got to keep ourselves encouraged. Keep yourself encouraged and keep each other encouraged, so that we can push through and not give up on things. But kudos to love, okay? I love you. You love me. We are a wonderful, happy family here on Life with Paulette. And you know, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming in. But just make sure that whenever you guys get ready to leave, you hit that like button. I'll appreciate it. Okay, you come by, you hit the like button, drop some nuggets. Let's see, Jinx is saying, oh nah, I'm gonna pray for your safety. Oh, thank you, Jinx. I appreciate you. Pray, yes, pray for me, because the last time, let me tell you the power in prayer. And I'm gonna one more, the power of prayer. The last time we were having a tsunami coming here, it was going to be 150, I forget how many high. It was going to just be, outrageous. Everybody was running for the hills. It was crazy. I was like, you know what? Even if it comes, there's nothing we can do. We're on the island. I'm on the island. I could go on the island. I already live on the highest part of the island, so it's nowhere I can go. And we prayed about it. And guess what? Nothing happened. And that's not the first time. I'm just saying there's power in prayers. So you all keep praying for me, and I'm going to keep praying for you guys. But we're going to have a lot of flooding. Probably we're going to have some land sliding. We're going to have a lot of little stuff going to be going on. Okay. However, though, Paulette's going to keep smiling. If I have internet, I'm coming on. Let you all know. I'm probably going to show you all how the mountain cry over here in Hawaii when it just can't stop raining, and you just see the waterfalls all in between the creases of the mountains just be falling. So you guys make sure that you keep me in prayer, and I'll keep you guys in prayers as well. But today, guys, you go reset yourself and get back to the things that's important to you, and leave all the unnecessary extra stuff to the side. We don't need it. Okay, we don't need it. Okay, y'all focus on what's important. Clean out the feces within your worship. Master yourself on a daily basis, and leave people and all their extra devils alone, because the Lord's working on them too, because they're praying too. You think they want to be like that for the rest of their life? No, they don't want to be like that. So, but what can we do? Okay, all we can do is pray for them, pray for ourselves as well. Motivate yourself to stay motivated, okay, to keep pushing through. But don't worry about nobody else and their devils. You worry about your own. I have enough devils for myself. I don't have no time to be bothered with nobody else's devil. I can't. How am I going to point the finger? And Pastor talked about that the last sermon, and even on SharePoint, they talk the same thing about pointing the finger. I'm pointing the finger at you, but look at this one. It's right on me. Focus on me and leave you alone, okay? So you focus on you and your devil, and leave me and my devil alone, because I know I need to work on my devil, and God knows I need to get my devil together, okay? Because yesterday when I witnessed that accident, let me tell you something, it was all God. Because I was supposed to be in that lane that those 4 cars got took out, that motorcycle flinging. All I saw was he backflipped. He flipped up. I couldn't even think fast enough to even say, oh my gosh. And I was on live yesterday, and I was like, guys, let me tell you something. I just want you guys to know, please just pray that everything is good to go. I didn't hear any fatality, but I know the person on the bicycle definitely got a hard hit. And so every time somebody come to Hawaii, we call this a lei. So this is the lei that I got. It's a fresh lei, and you always gonna lay your guests with this. This means welcome. So you welcome them with a lei over your neck. You can make one for the head. You also saw my birthday one, how I did that one, right? You could do that one too. But anyway, guys, I love you guys. I got to go. You guys keep me in prayers this week. If you don't see me, just know I don't have no internet, because everything has got flooded out, and the lights probably off, and everything is going wild here in Hawaii. But you know what? We're going to keep pushing through, and we're going to come on when we can. And if you don't see me, you already know the storm has took the internet out, and Paulette can't come on now. But as soon as I get me some internet, I'll be right on back with you guys and keeping you updated on what washed away and what didn't wash away. Hopefully some of this extra little fluff will wash away soon. I'm telling you, we're working on it too. This health and fitness is the next goal that Paulette is on, trying to get it together. But anyway, I'm going to get off of this, because yesterday y'all witnessed a crash. I don't need another crash today. I don't want to witness nothing. I want to take my little goddaughter, and we're going to go out in the mall and eat somewhere. So I'm going to get off of this. I love y'all again. I'll see you all on the next one. Go reset, okay? Love you. Bye. I bid you good evening, babies. Thanks for coming by. Life with Paulette, where we keep it real over here.